Okay, I know it's a little bit of a clickbaity title, Your New Year's Resolution Sucks, but I promise you I'm going to talk about how to fix it. I do think New Year's resolutions are important and can work. I want you to have the best chance at success. And so that's what we're going to talk about. Okay, before we get too far down the New Year's resolution rabbit hole, I wanted to take a second and just say thank you for the outpouring of love and support I got on my marathon video. It is like blown me away. People love it and I am here for it. Like it's so cool to put so much time into a video and for you guys to actually respond and enjoy it. It means the world to me. And obviously, I really put myself out there. I mean, I was crying on camera for like 30 minutes, basically. And I really appreciate it. So if you haven't checked that out, it is linked below. It's also the last video that I uploaded. But yeah, that marathon was brutal, and I really appreciate the support that I got for that. So, okay, now, why does your New Year's resolution suck? So there could be a lot of reasons why your New Year's resolution sucks, but I actually broke it down to 3 reasons why I think most New Year's resolution sucks, or I guess goal setting in general, and why they tend to fail. So here are my 3. The first one, you're not being specific enough. So what I mean by that is most New Year's resolutions are just these like vague wishes. Like I wish I was healthier. I wish I lost weight. I wish I got a job promotion or whatever it is. And I'm not gonna delve too much outside of weight loss because I feel like stay in your lane, bro. You know what I mean? And so since this is a weight loss channel, that is mainly what I'm gonna be talking about. I understand there's a lot of different types of New Year's resolutions out there. I think these mistakes with goal setting could be applied to any type of resolution or goal. So, but I'm mainly gonna be talking about weight loss. So like I said, if your goal's too vague, I wanna eat healthier, what does that mean? Like, or I wanna lose weight? Well, how much weight? I think if you set a goal, it should be formulated around how much and when. So for my goal, when I first started, I wanted to lose 50 pounds by my son's first birthday. So that is the how much and the when pretty clear. And that really held me accountable. It was an actual day on the calendar that I could point to, and it was an actual number on the scale that I could hit. So I think being specific with your goals are very, very important, because when there's vagueness in your goal, there is room for failure and there's room for misinterpretation of what those goals could mean. And at a certain point, your mind is going to want to make sure that you're comfortable. And if you say, I want to eat healthier, that could just mean a few less Oreos, rather than really changing up your nutrition and feeling good about your nutrition. So specificity is really, really important when it comes to New Year's resolutions or goals in general. The second mistake I see a lot of people make is you have too many goals. You're not gonna be able to completely change who you are as a person overnight. Really dial down what you wanna do, like what is the most important thing to you, and go with that as your main goal. Because if you think about it, if everything is a priority, then nothing is a priority. You can have smaller goals, some B goals, C goals, but you need to really have one A goal. What is the top of the list? What is the main thing that you want to hit this year? What is the goal? For instance, last year my goal was to run a marathon. I had no other goals. Now, because my main goal was to run a marathon, there were a lot of B and C goals that I hit along the way. I ran a mile without stopping. I did a 10K without stopping. I did a half marathon without stopping. I had a sole focus on my goal being the marathon. And everything else was a byproduct of that, which is great. And I really, really believe that you'd have to dial it down. And in the interest of not wasting your time, my last tip for goal setting is write it down. I cannot be more clear. If it's not written down, not digitally, don't just think of these goals in your mind. If it's not written down on a piece of paper, it does not exist. And it's plain and simple. If you don't write that shit down, put that shit up on your wall so you see it every day. It's right there in your face. This is the goal for the year. Boom, right there. It's never gonna get done. Because you know why? Life takes over. Life gets in the way. It just happens. You set these goals in January, and then by April, no one even knows. Like I forgot what my goal was. I have no idea. But if you write that down and you put that up on your wall, and it's there every day, there is no forgetting it. There's no avoiding it. There's no getting around it. It's right there when you wake up, smacking you in the face, telling you, hey, this is what you said you wanted to do. What are you gonna do about it? I just think that that's really the biggest problem with New Year's resolutions is you say you want to do all this shit, but you never write it down, and therefore you can't be held accountable for it. So that's it. That is why I think your New Year's resolutions suck. They're not detailed enough. You have too many goals and you need to choose a priority, and you haven't written that priority down on a piece of paper and hung it up. I mean, it's as straightforward as you can get, but I wanted to keep it simple because I think goal setting can be simple if you drill it down to, at its core, the things you want to do, you say you want to do, and then you go out and find a way to get them done. And that's literally all goal setting is. You make the goal, you write the goal, you work for the goal, you accomplish the goal. So you might be asking yourself, what is my goal for 2021? What are my New Year's resolutions? And I will tell you that in the next video. No, overall, honestly, I am gonna make a full video about this, but overall, my main goal this year is to have a healthier relationship with food and with my nutrition. I have preached the tracking every single calorie and really dialing in your nutrition. And I still think that there's room for that, but I actually just got a registered dietitian nutritionist who is, opening my mind to the world of intuitive eating. Now, I'm gonna be, like I said, talking so much more about this, but that is really what my goal for this year is. Because while I have, yes, lost a significant amount of weight and I can do physical things like I never thought, like run a marathon, I feel like, honestly, if I'm being really, really honest with myself, my relationship with food is just as unhealthy now as it was when I was 400 pounds. I might not be abusing food, and I might not be, taking on these urges that I still have, but like I said, the urges are still there to go binge eat. That's what I'm gonna be working with my RDN on. And like I said, there'll be a whole video about this. It's probably a series of me discovering intuitive eating. I don't know, but I do believe that is gonna be the course for me and how to defeat my binge eating, because it's hard. Holding these urges at bay is difficult, and it's getting much more difficult. And for those of you that don't know, last year I had a goal to not have a single cheat meal for 2020. Again, I'm gonna be talking about this so much more this year, but if you've seen me talk about that and that has been a goal of yours, don't do that. Do not try to go a full year without a cheat meal. I think it's stupid. I think I had the best intentions last January 2019 when I made that goal. But I think what ended up happening is, by September of this year, I was struggling so hard, and I had wrapped my identity around this guy who wasn't having a cheat meal. I'm that guy. Cool. Not worth it, and honestly not effective. It just, I really, really struggled, and my urges were never stronger than last year, at the end of last year. So, like I said, I would not recommend it. Oh wow, I'm getting this weird glare thing. I mean, you've probably seen, but I haven't seen it. Do you see this? You see what's happening here? It's the sun. It's the sun. There we go. That's better. Okay, sorry. But we're shooting outside. We're in the garage, baby. We're about to get a workout in. But anyway, listen. All I would say is I'm going to be talking about this so much more this year, especially. I really want to help you know, I'm a binge eater, and so I want to help other binge eaters out there if I can. And I think intuitive eating is the answer. I just need to work on it a lot, because right now I'm at like the complete opposite of what intuitive eating practices. Like, I am hyper restrictive on the food I eat. I track every morsel of everything I put in my mouth, and that is not what intuitive eating preaches. And so, you know, take that with a grain of salt from me, because like I said, I'm at the beginning of this intuitive eating journey, but I did want to just get it out there in video because I had a couple people reach out to me that their New Year's resolutions were to do what I did last year and go all of 2021 without a cheat meal. And I just wanted to say on video for everyone to see, don't do that. just don't do it. And I will expand on this more, but if you're interested, I'll link a podcast that I think really does a great job at explaining what intuitive eating is, the concept behind it, the science behind it, and the practicality of intuitive eating. So that's going to be linked below, and also my registered dietitian nutritionist is going to be linked below. She's my friend, and I trust her explicitly, and so implicitly, I don't know. I'm not that smart. So she's going to be linked below though as well, in case you want to see who I'm working with and you're also interested in working with the same person. Like I said, highly recommend her. So yeah, that's it. That's the video. You know, I think we covered a very short tips and tricks of why your New Year's resolution sucks, but I think it's important to keep this kind of stuff very simple. I hope that helps. That's the video. And oh man, it's so tough recording in the garage because there's always motorcycles flying past. I'm like in a little community, but like just outside of the community is this very busy road. But I choose to still film in the garage because it's like the lighting, I mean, you know, it's just the garage door open and the sun bouncing up. Anyway, whatever. It's a garage. You know what I mean? It's a garage. I don't need to explain that. I'm gonna stop wasting time. I'm gonna go get into this workout. Get in your workouts, people. 2021, we're killing it. Let's go.